Ed would tell you, having personally smelt the sulfurous odors of evil, that he was more than ready to, as a spiritually inclined would say, come to Jesus. He then made a conscious decision to turn his life and will over to God, and he adopted a simple program which required rigorous honesty in his daily life. The goodness within him was no longer a spark, but now a steady flame, and as he strove to make amends for his prior transgressions, to maintain his conscious contact with God, and to carry a message of hope to all those who still suffered, that spark became a flame, a fire providing warmth and comfort to all that came within its reach. He finished school, graduated from DePaul School of Law, took over a small moving company, helped transform it into a successful enterprise that provided a livelihood to those who society would have otherwise shunned, performed countless acts of mercy to innumerable people, a most generous man, and the greatest gift of all is one owns time. Ed spent the last 3 decades of his life helping those less fortunate than him, and was personally responsible for the salvation of many a soul. He remained ever ready to assist those who suffered, notwithstanding the distance, the difficulty, or the personal inconvenience, or the sacrifice involved. If a friend, or a friend of a friend, or a friend's niece, or a friend's niece's nephew's cousin, or even a stranger unknown to him needed help, Ed was on the way. All of it. The whole package, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Ed in his professional life passionately defended individuals charged with crimes, an undertaking not understood by many who cannot fathom that form of work. He took to heart the words of the first epistle of John, wherein we read that, if any man sin, we have an advocate with the Father, Jesus Christ the righteous. And so as Jesus will advocate for us with the Father in the spiritual world at the time of judgment, Ed advocated for those less fortunate than him in the temporal world. As an unrepentant southerner, Ed epitomized much of what is best in that culture. Its genteel manners, its civility to strangers, its hospitality to guests, and its uncompromising ferocity toward his enemies. As a student of what he called the War of Northern Aggression, his adopted motto of get there fastest with the Moses and keep scaring them, served his clients well. It was not a blessing for those whose liberty was a peril to have as their advocate and champion that broad-shouldered, big-iron, knuckle-dragging, brawler-up man. Ed had a never-ending thirst for knowledge. He was always both a student and a teacher. Those who know Ed know how he loved his seminars, the opportunity to meet again with old friends, a chance to make new friends, the opportunity to learn and to eat. If the seminar was within driving distance, Ed, before his eyesight became somewhat problematic, would always ask if anyone wanted to ride with him, an opportunity which many of us accepted once. They then learned that Ed liked to arrive early for the event, so as not to miss anything, food, or anyone, and that this desire led to a thrill ride unmatched by Six Flags, while Ed, whose driving may best be described as a combination of Richard Petty and Mr. Magoo, thundered down the road, leaving his passengers to contemplate their life insurance. Through many years of diligent study and effort, Ed mastered the science, technology, and nuance of his chosen profession, and his generosity extended to all those within his profession. Any attorney, anywhere, anytime, who asked for help, got it immediately. All of it. The whole package. No questions asked, no remuneration expected. Ed would have you know that his final year was the finest. He had found love, his beloved Southern Belle, the beautiful Joanne, and he was happy at peace with himself and his wife. Ed, the teacher and the student, would also remind us to live our lives one day at a time, for that is surely all that we have. Yesterday, as he would tell you, is a canceled check, and tomorrow is promised to no one. And he would remind you that each and every day, tell those that you love that you do love them, for you may never have another chance. Literature has its own genre for its rituals, the elegy. Most acknowledge the Roman poet Catullus' ode to his dead brother, Ave Aquae Vale, Hail and Farewell. It's one of the finest of that genre. Through many countries and over many seas, I have come, brother, to these melancholy rites, to show this final honor to the dead, and speak. To what purpose? To your silent ashes, since now fate takes you, even you for me. Oh, brother, ripped away from me so cruelly. Now at least take these last offerings, blessed by the tradition of our parents, gifts of the dead. Accept by custom what a brother's tears drown. For all eternity, brother, hail and farewell. And so now the time comes for us to say hail and farewell to our brother Ed. And as I end, let us remember the bell will toll for all of us. And let us always think where man's glory most begins and ends. And say that our great glory was that we had such a friend. I say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.